Something cool online here with Mattie Macbre. How you doing, brother?
Pretty good. How are you?
Good, man. We're here at the Niagara Falls Tattoo Expo, and I understand you're quite the award-winning tattoo artist. Is that correct?
Yes. Not to be egotistical or anything, but I win some.
Definitely. No, I've seen some of your work. What are the websites, actually?
MattieMacbre.com is my personal art site. Got my tattoo portfolio on there, and I also have a lot of my drawings and stuff. And then I've got DeathToScratchers.com, which is just it's an educational website for the general public on the artists that are doing the tattoo procedure.
Okay.
So,
What made you want to get into that? Like a different aspect, or?
honestly, I'm really good at cover-ups, but the problem is I shouldn't have to be.
Right.
I think that tattooing is simply about artists, and that's what it should be about. But there's too many people who can't draw, so they shouldn't be tattooing.
Yeah, it's a shame sometimes when you see somebody who thinks that, like, I could draw a doodle of something here, and
Exactly.
put that on somebody's body.
Yep.
That's, someone's got to realize that that's permanent. It's going to be something you're going to have for the rest of your life. And
Exactly.
Thankfully, there's people like you that have the ability to go ahead and take care of something online. I mean, what's cool when you're 16, 17, you might think, is when you're getting a little bit older, it's never going to be...
Right, and you wouldn't find a professional tattoo artist in New York tattooing anybody that's underage, so that's one of the points that we do hit on the website.
Right.
So that's, yeah, it's a pretty big deal. We've got a lot of support right now, so I'm really excited to see how that turns out later on.
Very cool. How long have you been doing tattoos for?
About 7 years now.
What made you want to get into it?
Wasn't really planning on it. It just kind of got offered to me. The artist that was working on some of my tattoos when I was getting out of the Army, he saw one of my sketchbooks and asked me to draw a few things for him, and I did. And he was like, "Hey, I can have you making money within a few months rather than a few years if you follow through with college." So I did it, and it worked out.
There?
Yeah.
Now let me ask you this: how different was it from you actually being an artist, doing something on a pad, rather than doing it on flesh?
It took a long time to get comfortable with working on flesh, but honestly, if you've got the right clients, it's a lot more fun than just working on a piece of canvas, because you can actually exist with them instead of just creating it by itself. Kind of you form a connection with people. So
very cool.
It's nice.
Now, you said you won a couple of awards. You want to get a little bit more into that?
Well, I won two awards yesterday. First and second place for best new school.
Oh, congratulations!
Thank you. I actually started out as a new school artist, and it's pretty much just like really illustrative style, exaggerated colors and angles, and a lot of foreshortening. And, so it was nice to have a convention that actually recognizes artists like that. So we'll see how we do today. Got a couple of good ones going through.
Very good. We'll be back. We did a little bit of filming earlier. We seem to do just a little bit of scripts.
Yep.
And then we're going to see some more of the detailed work as the evening goes on. We took a couple of shots earlier. We did a neck tattoo earlier. It was pretty.
Yep,
pretty
I just
amazing,
touched
so to
that out.
speak.
Yep.
Now, you're going to be in a couple magazines, or you're talking to somebody?
Yeah, the ladies from Evolved are here. They got some pictures of me yesterday. I had dinner with them on Thursday. So I think it's just going to be kind of a mention about me, but I don't know about a feature or anything like that. So that would be pretty cool.
That's not going to be your first time.
Oh, no, I've been in a few magazines. I've been in a book called Cranial Visions. That one's really cool. It just focuses on skulls. And,
oh, wow.
I've got quite a few pieces in there. I'm in a coloring book.
Really?
Which is pretty neat. Yep. It's just artists within the tattoo industry. And, it's supposed to be geared more towards children, so like a lot of the stuff that I submitted for that is kind of playful, but then there's some pages that have like a lot of gore to them, so
very cool.
I wouldn't be giving it to my son.
Now, where would fans get a chance to pick that up? Amazon or your website?
If you go to Mike DeVries' website, I believe it's mdtattoo.com. Find it on there. You can find it on mementopublishing.com. And think there's one more, but Memento will definitely have it. So.
Cool. Now, for those that are watching this right now, they've seen your work, they've seen what you can do. Where can they contact you at? What's the best way?
Right on my website. You can contact me at the shop or email. Facebook is actually a great way to talk to me.
What's your Facebook?
On there. It's facebook.com/Mattie Macbre. And then I have another one that's strictly about the art. That's facebook.com/MacabreM.
Very cool. And where's your shop located for people who want to make the trip?
I work at Timeless Tattoo in Baldwinsville, New York. It's right outside of Syracuse, and it's a gorgeous shop. I just made the jump over there because of how beautiful it is.
You ever think about expanding on your own one day, getting your own place, something down the line?
I actually used to have my own shop, and it was great. I did really well, but it kind of restricted me. I wasn't able to travel the way that I am now, and tattoo artists are kind of drama queens, so you gotta really do a lot of babysitting rather than self-promotion. So.
Right, so it's a lot easier on you now, so you get a chance to go ahead and do what you want to do instead of being, kind of like the principal, so to speak.
Exactly, yeah.
Babysitting everyone that goes through. So you do a lot of shows then?
Not yet, but next year I'm going to try to do a lot more. This year I only did 4. We got one more before the year closes out, and then next year I plan on hitting about 6 to 8 different expos.
Very cool. Now the fans are going to be able to go ahead and look at the website and the Facebook. They're going to get updates of where you're going to be.
Yes,
Things like that.
there's a page for all my guest spots and tattoo expos that I do.
I have a question. Do you think that these shows definitely help network as well?
Yes. These shows that are run by actual artists and not like bikers, they really recognize the artists that are doing a good job. And it's not just the ones that are doing great artwork, but also those that are doing things the right way, that have studios that are really keeping very strict on policies and the way that tattooing should be done. And you won't find like the undesirables called scratchers at these shows. So
What's a scratcher?
a scratcher is a person who hasn't had any proper training in tattooing, and the reason that we call them scratchers is because of the appearance of their tattoos. A lot of times they look like they're done in crayon, and it's just scuffing up the surface.
Basically
of the
scratch
skin.
right on, yeah.
Scratched on there. So there's all kinds of nicknames for them. Kitchen magicians, probably my favorite. Hack jobs, all kinds of nice stuff.
Now the other website that you have, does that really help you out as people know to go to you to go ahead if they have something bad or regret going through?
I don't really promote it as if I'm writing it. Basically, I try to keep it really generic.
So more of an educational than more of a promotional?
Yeah, it's because basically it doesn't benefit me at all. I have plenty of clients, and I don't need any more. They find me for my artwork. They don't need to find me because I'm doing things right. This is there so that people can recognize everybody else that's doing the right thing, and artists need to be recognized for that. And if they're doing the wrong thing, then I don't think that they belong in this industry at all. And they're really making it difficult for the rest of us who have to go back through and police up after them.
Oh yeah, definitely. So. Now, with the tattoo being such a permanent thing, has there ever been a time where a customer came to you, they wanted something done, and you just didn't want to do it because you didn't feel like that might be something they want for, you know what I mean?
Yes, there's a lot of pieces of artwork that I won't do. If I feel that it's something generic or really overdone, then I'm not going to do that. It's probably going to be something that they'll recognize in a couple of years as being the same thing that everybody on their street has, and they're not going to want that. They're going to want to get it covered. And
so no YOLO tattoos for right now, is it?
Oh,
right across the chest right there.
Definitely not. Tribal is another big one. A lot of people get tribal as their first tattoo, and they'll seek out guys that are doing artwork for really cheap, and get a massive piece of tribal, and then they end up coming to artists like me who are capable of covering that stuff, but it's such a pain in the ass to do. It's just so much black, and you got to be really smart about the way that you approach the artwork when you're doing your cover. So, yeah, stop getting tribal. It really doesn't help us any.
Now, how long does it take you to come up with a concept? Somebody comes in with an idea, and do you sketch it yourself? Or I've noticed just from watching you earlier, you did a little bit of work on the computer. Is that helped you out now too?
There's a couple of different ways you can go about it. I am a big fan of Photoshop for any kind of realistic artwork that I'm doing. However, if I'm doing something that is more expressive and just full of color, then I either freehand it directly onto the skin,
okay,
or I draw it on paper and make sure that the client likes it before I dive into it. But freehanding, I like to make sure that that client has gotten a couple of tattoos from me before, so they know exactly what they're going to come out.
Now, with your freehanding, does that sometimes when you're doing the actual work, let's say the body, every person's different, does it ever make you want to change it up in the middle of it right there?
Yep. And when I draw stuff on paper, I actually have a little bit of a process to that. I draw a template on the person's skin.
Okay.
So basically just circle with the Sharpie. I'll take pictures of that, and then place it on Photoshop and place it so that it's the exact size that it is on their body. Then I'll print that out and draw within that template. And then when they come in, all I've got to do is just place it on there, and it should fit. But because the body is mainly cylindrical, I mean, there are little alterations that you normally have to make with stencils, but I mean, it's artwork. I mean, you want it to be one of a kind, so if you got to change something, that's better actually.
Right.
So.
Now, and I noticed that you're here. You're actually using a different kind of gun than I've seen through here.
Okay. Don't call it a gun.
Sorry.
All right. So it's a tattoo machine.
Okay.
That's actually a really good indication that the person that you're going to has no clue what they're doing. If they call it a gun, then you want to
speak up right now. Like,
you want to stay away from that person. It means that they're uneducated and probably won't end up with a good tattoo. Not to mention the disease that you could potentially get from people who aren't educated in cross-contamination. But yeah, I use pneumatic machines. I use an N2 Numa and a hybrid. And I have a little air compressor that sits outside, and but they're nice. They have softer impact, and it just makes it so that I can get away with working on clients just a little bit longer than everybody else, and I can get a larger piece done in one session as opposed to like 2 or 3 when I used to use the coiling machines, and which is beneficial. I get things done all in one shot, and then I can enter them and win awards.
Now, when you're using a different machine or things like that, do you ever try it on yourself first, so you know that it, or?
Well, before you get into like tattooing on yourself or anything,
Have you done it on your own?
Yeah, I've done some of my own. They weren't that great because it was during the period of time where I was doing my apprenticeship.
Okay, so when you're just first starting out.
So starting out learning.
You still have them on you?
Yeah, I don't want to show those though.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, it basically you start out tattooing on synthetic skin, citrus fruits, things like that before you actually start working on clients or yourself. And to tattoo yourself, basically the idea behind that is that you want to get a feel for what you're putting your client through. And getting a tattoo is a small traumatic experience.
Right.
So if you can't handle tattooing yourself, it's because you're pushing too hard or something like that. And so that's why it's important for your artist to have that education. 1 to 3 to 5 years of an apprenticeship before that mentor is like, okay, you're ready
to
go out and tattoo the world. But unless they have that, you shouldn't trust the person.
What's the website one more time?
Mine is MattieMacbre.com, and the educational one is DeathToScratchers.
Perfect. All right, man. Looking forward to see a couple conventions coming up next year.
Thank
and
you.
then
Thank you.
Obviously, we're going to see a lot more awards and magazines coming up.
Hopefully.
Very good, man.
Cool. All right. Thank you.